We've always had room in our hearts for film and TV, not just on Netflix, but tape and disc and theaters. Also, God forbid that they take it all away and leave us nothing to broadcast to loyal listeners. We'll binge watch every single movie, so you don't have to. What else are we here for? Coming to you every week. Listen to us while you're busy. Luckily, we forgot to grow up. Hey everybody, it's Craig.
Hey, it's Scott.
Hey, it's Andrew.
Welcome to episode number 76 of the Forgot to Grow Up podcast. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to talk about what we watched this week. It's going to be great. It's just going to be great. We got some, news or something. I don't know. Scott's the one who prepares for this kind of stuff. So we're going to
Should I take it away?
What?
Should
Yeah,
I-
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I should just take it away then.
That was my awkward attempt at a segue.
Okay.
So, have at it, Scott. Tell us
Yes.
what's going on.
So I've got a couple things down, a couple pieces of news first, then some more new trailers for us to discuss if you guys are excited and or care about any of them. But we'll start with some news first. Yesterday of this recording, so Wednesday when this comes out of last week, the Disney-Fox merger became official. So there's no more ooh, will the government not approve it? Not. It's official. They've bought it. The paperwork's done. The keys have been handed over. And I'm curious how you two feel about this now that it's gone through. Do you care? Do you have any predictions?
I only care for their streaming platform because there's a lot of shows I watch that Fox produces
Yeah.
that got taken off everything I watch them on.
Yes. They've
That
all been
is the-
transferred to Hulu.
Yeah, that is the only thing I care about. And they better not pull some fucking Warner Brothers DC shit where they only have their streaming service in the States.
I think...
That is the only thing I care about, is I want to watch some motherfucking Bob's Burgers, and I have a handful of episodes of New Girl I gotta watch still. Plus a whole final season.
Well,
That's it.
I'm still bitter about the fact that New Girl's not on Netflix.
Yeah. Who's that girl?
Why would you... It's Jess. Why would you take it off on the midnight on the 31st of December? Give it one more day. I would have finished it.
Yeah, take it off on New Year's Day.
Stupid.
I would have been done that shit by noon.
Well, I do think they are planning to take Hulu Worldwide as part of their forward-going plan into streaming as Disney/Fox, meaning they'll keep a lot of their Fox properties with Hulu on the Hulu streaming platform, and then they'll have their separate Disney one where they keep all the family-friendly stuff. So I do think eventually we'll get it. When that happens is another story. I can't speak to that. I'm not sure if they'll roll it out worldwide right away, if they'll do what DC's been doing, which is only in America, which is both good and bad for us because we keep the DC shows right now on Netflix because they haven't expanded worldwide. But once they do, eventually we'll lose those off of Netflix too. So
It's fine. They're canceled next year anyways, so.
not all of them. It's just one's ending.
I consider Arrow canceled because she's toasted after 10 episodes.
No, they're coming back for 10 more episodes.
Yeah,
That's
they're
different
toasted
than
after
canceled,
that. No, fuck it. No, there's 10 episodes left. It's toasted. It's done. It's canceled after 10 episodes.
No,
The Flash
it doesn't
only
work
has
that way.
one more season they could feasibly do and still make sense. So I give them another year.
That's
And
arguable.
all the other ones are fucking done except for Black Lightning, and I'm sure that one's just waiting to get axed.
They just started Black Lightning. It's only on its second season.
Yeah, well, I mean, Supergirl has 4 seasons?
I think it's on its fourth
And
right
and
now.
same for Legends of Tomorrow. So it's got 2 years left
Maybe.
to catch up with those. Maybe, yeah.
Or maybe they'll go on to do 9 or 10 seasons. They could go the Smallville route. You gotta inform
You know
the
what look I'm
audio.
giving you right now?
You gotta inform the audio listeners what's going on right now. Which is he's giving me a look, which I was avoiding eye contact with because he's partially right. But anyways, yeah. So the Disney Fox merger. Do you guys? So I feel like the main thing that applies to you for then is Bob's Burgers, Family Guy,
Fox
Yeah.
animation properties usually, or just the
Mainly,
Fox
yes.
television properties.
AKA New Girl, Bob's Burgers. Those are the big two.
But for me, I guess I don't really notice a difference right now. So I guess it'll be a bigger deal once the merger actually starts to take effect.
Yeah, once they start implementing
once they
some
start
of the
actually
effects
doing
of it.
stuff
Yeah,
with it.
that's fair. What do you have any predictions for going forward, or any hopes?
The world will end.
That's fair.
Antitrust regulations. I have no
Disney,
idea.
yeah,
No, they already
Disney
got past the
movies
antitrust.
So far,
will
just you wait.
become watered the fuck down because they'll have a major corner of the market. They already have, but
Yeah,
they'll have
they
like
already
even
have.
more of the market,
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
they won't have as much of a stand. They'll be facing what, fucking Paramount, which
much. And
what the fuck
Universal.
are they doing?
And
Yeah,
Warner Brothers.
Universal, Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is treading water.
Well, no, actually, Warner Brothers is second. Well, second now because it was.
Paramount is like fucking nothing.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Paramount has like
Yeah.
2 properties that
Yeah.
hit or miss.
And
Universal's
Universal hit or
middling,
miss.
Middling, yes. They just have.
Yeah.
I can't even remember which franchise.
Like they keep committing to making new Transformers movies that no one but me is going to see, which I'm okay with. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Make Beast
audience
Wars like
support.
you're talking about, but I can't afford to pay for a movie.
No,
So
that's why we do podcasts.
that's it. And for their superhero stuff, like I don't care. Like I said it was last week or the week before. Like I'm so superhero fatigued out.
Yeah.
Just there's too many. Like I don't want to hear about Phase 7. Suck a big fat dick. I don't care. Just finish this shit and stop watering it down. I'm so done with it.
Yeah, I thought this would head that direction again.
Yeah.
So shall we move on to the next news piece I had written down?
Bring it on.
What's that?
So it's more Disney-related news. I was
Okay.
curious how you guys feel about all these upcoming live-action adaptations. We have Dumbo coming out later this month.
Lazy.
Lazy.
I'm gonna call it lazy.
I'd agree with that. I feel that's the
Like even though they have to reword shit, they got to go rewrite. Like they have to put the work in, obviously, to adapt it.
yeah.
However,
They're copying somebody
the
else's
movie
work.
already fucking exists.
Yeah.
Like, I love Colin Farrell. I don't need to see him fucking in Dumbo. I don't need to see a live action Dumbo movie anyways. Are you going to use the super racially inappropriate crows?
No, those are gone.
Exactly. Like, just fucking, like, why? Just remake the movie and get rid of the crows. Use just old animation, basic shit. You don't need to CGI things. Or the fucking Lion King. There aren't going to be real animals in the Lion King.
Yeah. That's
Like they're
that's
not
the one
gonna.
I'm
Are they
most,
gonna
like-
film an actual lion? Like it's 100% CGI.
Yeah, which
Like-
I'm like, how is that different from an animated movie?
It's not. It's just an updated like form of animation. Really.
Yeah, it is just a different form of animation in a sense.
Yeah. Like why?
I
like-
can't tell you. That's
Like
why I was asking
Aladdin.
you guys.
Aladdin, I'm on board for if they give it like Jasmine like a stronger like role in it, where she's like kind of
the hero.
the heroine. Yeah. Like I'd be so on board for that, but that's because it's Kimberly playing Jasmine.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
And like no, I didn't need to see a live action Aladdin. Like
I feel
What's
Aladdin's
next, live
the one
action?
I have the least problem with, just because like you can justify like, well, it was an animated movie about like a person, so you can that adaptation I can be a little bit more on board with, like that justification. But these rest of these,
because it's an actual person. Yeah,
yeah,
I guess
exactly.
so.
Like you have a reason for putting, like,
Animals is bullshit.
exactly. It's just like, well, like we said, it's a different form of animation in that case. Whereas when you're doing it, this Aladdin to me is the only one that's an actual like, well, Dumbo I guess is too, but Dumbo I've just been avoiding. I didn't like the cartoon growing up, and I was never wanted to see that adaptation. So, but yeah, no, it's yeah.
Like I'd be on board to see a live action adaptation of like a handful of Pixar stuff, and by handful I mean like The Incredibles.
A live-action Incredibles? You just said
Yeah.
you're done with superhero movies, and you want a
Okay.
live-action Incredibles?
Okay. I will backpedal my statement. I am done with Marvel movies.
That's fair. The MCU.
And a lot of that has to do with the fans.
That's fair.
But I'm done with a lot of it. However, Disney's Incredibles is just that. They're incredible. And if I'm being completely honest, the deep down chauvinist pig inside me, I would like to see who they'd cast as Mrs. Incredible, as Elastigirl. I'd be intrigued because that was my preteen animated crush. Because that bitch got hips. Okay, she had a huge butt. We all know I'm an ass man, and I'd love to know who they were going to cast in that role. I feel like it would be like I don't even know, like a J-Lo or something. Like, if I'm being completely honest.
I could see J-Lo playing Mrs. Incredible. Or Elastigirl, I guess her name is.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched the second Incredibles yet. It's terrible.
Like, I feel like Ellen Page would get cast as Violet just because she fits that role.
Even though Ellen Page is like almost 30 or in her 30s now.
Yeah.
Still looks 12,
I feel like
15.
she still has kind of like a
Yeah.
kiddish look.
No, I agree.
And then she could play in 3 separate superhero franchises, so.
That's true. Very true.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
shall we move on to
Wait.
the new trailers then?
Yeah, let's do
Sure.
that.
Let's do that.
Okay. So do we want to start with ones you care about the most or care about the least?
Let's build our way up to this so it doesn't start off with like,
Surprise me.
cool.
Okay. So the one I cared the least about, which I was initially excited for, but then I saw the trailer and I was like, this doesn't look as great. It was one called Dark Summer. It's a Netflix series coming out soon, which is a prequel to a sci-fi show, which is called Z Nation, which I've talked about before, my favorite zombie
Ugh,
show.
that's another thing. Like, I'm just going to sidetrack it here. I'm so sick of everything needing a sequel or a prequel or a side quill.
Yeah. No, I'll agree with you on this one too.
Looking at you, Hobbs and Shaw. Like, why do things have to have sequels years and years later that have nothing to do with anything, but they're like, fuck it. Like, just make the show. Like this, whatever the fuck you said it was called. Make the show, but call it something different. Don't have it tie in at all. Just have it be its own standalone product. Like, why does it have to be associated with something else?
Yeah, no, why can't you
Like,
come up with new
why is
stuff?
Street Legal back on TV?
I
like-
can't comment on that.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm gonna watch it, but like it didn't make the cut back in the day. Why is it back? Like, you can't just say it's nostalgia. Like, just why? Like, bring back Corner Gas. Bring back Jobs.
They brought back Corn and Gas as an animated.
That's not the same. I don't count that as that's like having the animated Trailer Park Boys. Like, that's just it's a cash gimmick, is what it is. It's trying to capitalize off something. Let's make a couple bucks.
Okay. Well, speaking of trying to make, well, now I'm getting into, I don't know where to go next with actually this. So,
Go with the what's gonna piss me off the least.
so piss you off the least would probably be the Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer that came out last week. I don't
That's
know if
a
you saw
what?
it. Sorry,
I'm on board. I've read the comic strip, so I'm on board for this one.
This is just an animated movie. It's DC Animation and Nickelodeon teamed up. 'Cause I guess
Yeah.
Nickelodeon has the
Like-
animated rights to the the Teenage Mutant
I'm
Ninja Turtles.
on board because I like those, like the DC crossover universes.
Yeah.
Kind of like with Transformers, where they do their crossover universes in the comics. Where, like, currently it's not Block, but Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
They're crossing over with. So I like that sort of thing. Like they did Star Wars back in the day.
Oh yeah.
So I like the crossovers between franchises that way. So I'm on board. But also, it's something I never needed to see. If they never made it, it's no big whoop.
That's fair.
I feel like I wouldn't be missing out. There's so many better, like, DC comic book
Yeah, you could,
story angles they could have done.
yeah, no, that's
But I do understand the kiddie monetization of it as well.
Yeah, no, I'm down. I'm on board for this as well. I feel like Craig
I
didn't
feel like-
care about this one though. That's
It
where I
just
was
seems like a
torn.
really weird idea that I don't care about it.
I feel like that one would have been better if they used it like years ago for that TV show, The Batman, the animated series that was on Teletoon, I believe it was.
Something. I'm not really
Like,
sure.
I feel like that animation style would have worked
Yeah,
with
that
the
would have played better,
TMNT
yeah.
for a crossover. But considering TMNT has already crossed over with the Power Rangers in space, does that mean Power Rangers and Batman are in the same universe?
No, it's a multiverse thing. So I don't know how the movie is going to be, but at least the comic, they go through a portal that brings them to Gotham. So they're not in the same universe.
I'm going to
but
pretend that Power Rangers and Batman can coexist.
I'm sure there's some precedents in comics for it. I
You just
there's
trumped yourself.
Yeah, no, it just came out wrong.
President?
I knew the word I was going for, but it's
Precedent.
just it didn't really
There
come
we
out
go.
right the first time. But yeah, no, I think there's a
That's your
Justice League
choice.
versus Power Rangers comic at the moment even. So there's some, that word I was trying to say before to it.
Yeah. Anyways, what other trailers came out?
So another one I think you guys probably don't care much about, I missed this one, was the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Part 2.
Zero fucks given.
Yep, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Not
I
not
enjoyed the
even
show.
a partial fuck given. And I love me some Sally Draper. She was so cute. But I do not care at all about that show.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I care about it just a little bit. I enjoy it enough, so I'm reading the graphic novel at the moment. But yeah, I didn't think you guys cared about that one. I actually missed it on my list before Batman. So, yep. So what else do we got? Stranger Things. How do you guys feel about Stranger Things?
Zero fucks given again.
Okay.
I tried. To
Not
get
for
through
me.
I tried to get through the second season, and I haven't yet.
So do you care about the
Like-
third then?
No, and I don't know if I even want to say this. I don't want to censor myself. You know what? This is what the podcast is all about. Come at
It
me.
is.
Gets the people going.
Come at me. I could do without 11. Oh my god. I realize that she's the whole point in the story, but holy shit, I hate her.
Isn't she the stranger of the things that happen?
She's the whole point, but I hate her as a character.
She's the Stranger Thing.
I thought so. I presumed as much. But yeah, this new trailer was the only one of the 3 seasons so far that I was like, oh, that looks kind of interesting. But I also am like, I have to commit to watching the first
I'll give
2
it credit
seasons.
because it's a new idea. It's an
Yeah.
original thing. It's not a rehash for rehash of a side quill of fucking bullshit.
They are heavy
but-
playing on the nostalgia though.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't want to sit down and watch a TV show based around a bunch of kids.
That's why
if
I
it's
haven't watched it.
animated, if it's animated, I'll give it a shot. AKA a la Big Mouth. However, I'm not gonna watch a bunch of actual preteen boys do some shit.
Yeah.
That's just
Sounds like a
not
fast
me.
way on a list there, but
Yeah, like that. You say I just made my way onto a fast
I
list?
said that's a fast way onto a list.
That's exactly that's why I am officially on record having said I'm not going to do that.
Not into that. We
And the
forgot
fact
to
that
do a
so many
podcast or not into
so many
watching
people
preteen
are
movies.
into it, that's an issue with them.
Well,
That is not where I thought Stranger Things was
Now you're
going.
just
That's not
implying
where
that
this.
Stranger Things fans are pedophiles. So maybe we don't do that. Maybe we walk that one back just a little.
No, I'll take it even a step further.
Oh
my
god,
God.
no, he's doing it.
No.
Doing it,
I'm
don't
not
do
doing
it,
it. I'm
don't
not
do
going to
it.
do it. I'm not going to do it. It's not my thing. I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, it's not for us, really.
Just like if they ever did a sequel to It Part 1 with the kids again, I'd just be like, I don't need to watch 2 hours of a bunch of preteens
Can they call
running
it?
around in their underwear.
Can they at least call
I'm
that
good.
movie It Part 2: with the
Strain-
kids again?
As long as they use parentheses. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
On to more trailers?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yep. Okay, now.
What other stuff don't we care about?
Well, this is one that I'm curious. How do you guys feel about Quentin Tarantino?
take him or leave him.
He's a
He has
guy.
some stuff that he has some stuff that I'm like, cool, and then he has a bunch of stuff that I'm like, how? You're just like M. Night Shyamalan. How in the unholy fuck do you keep getting gigs?
Okay, well, they released a trailer for his movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I'm okay with it. I remember reading that people got super pissy about how things looked photoshopped for like the posters and stuff.
Yeah,
and I was
there
like,
was a little bit of that.
You got like, who cares? Have you ever looked at a movie poster? It is exclusively photoshopped.
Yeah, that's all they do nowadays.
Like,
I am looking forward to seeing this movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I wasn't sure. I was pretty like meh before the trailer, but the trailer looked pretty interesting and funny. So
Leonardo DiCaprio does absolutely piss all for me,
okay,
but I'm sold on Brad Pitt.
I'm definitely there with you with Brad Pitt. I'm sold on Brad Pitt. I'm okay with Leo. I don't love or hate him. You know, I used to have a little bit of a hate on for him because of, you know, Titanic. Fuck the Titanic. But you know, I did like him in Great Gatsby and Wolf of Wall Street. So I've you know, cozied up to him a little bit.
He wasn't the worst part of Titanic.
He sure as fuck wasn't the best either.
I just don't like to encourage any part of that movie, really.
Yeah,
That's why I didn't
true.
watch
That's true.
what's it called Avatar in theaters, because I don't support James Cameron. There, I said it. Came
Man,
out with it.
he's from Chippewa. Why would you do this?
I actually am very aware of that too, and
He's a hometown kid.
he is. That's fair. I'll
I mean-
retract that. I'll backtrack that. Sorry.
I would have preferred the Titanic if it was like a Michael Bay movie.
See,
Like-
I could have gone more with that, I think.
Give me some
exploding Titanic.
buxom dullard as what's her face, who turns into a sweet, homely, lovely old lady, and then give me some jacked dickhead as actually no, I'm gonna retract that a little bit back. Give me Will Arnett in the Leonardo DiCaprio role.
Really? I think
Because-
he's too old now, but
Well, yeah, but back then he would have been appropriate. Like I would love to see that happen, or Jason Bateman just kind of walking around the boat, like one of those. Can you believe what the fuck I'm going through with?
that would be.
And then
Can we just
they-
make this
oh.
movie anyway?
yeah,
just as like
who would
a-
I cast as the guy who designs it? Who would replace Victor Garber? Because I want
would we
Victor Garber.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why would
I'm
we
gonna go
replace
Gary
him?
Oldman. Right, we'll go with one fantastic actor and laterally move towards Gary Oldman, the most beautiful son of a bitch, with gray and golden colored locks. We'll make him that, and then Billy Zane. Is Ben Stiller too much of a weird move?
90s, yes.
I don't know. They were in Zoolander together.
I think that's post 90s, I believe. I believe
No,
that's a
it's
2000s
early
movie,
2000s.
Yeah. Because 90s is you got to think him and
I couldn't do Ben
Friends.
Stiller. Yeah, I couldn't do Ben Stiller.
We should we should make this movie as like a making of the Titanic, and have it presented in like the Wet Hot American Summer method, where they're
Oh, I like
15 years
that.
older. Then so like the whole intention.
But they're
is
actually
that
younger.
Will Arnett's
Yeah.
supposed to be young Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yeah.
but he's not, and it's like a futile and
Like
stupid.
the
like-
first day of camp.
Yeah,
then.
exactly. Like first day of
Okay.
camp mixed with a futile and stupid gesture, where
Okay,
people are
yeah.
supposed to play them, but they're not quite close enough to be that person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That movie.
So how you end up with what's his name? The guy who played Jeff on Community.
As Chevy Chase.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
Chevy Chase, because they look nothing alike. They just happen to work together at one point. Yeah, okay. But I still want to know who would we cast as Billy Zane.
Billy Zane.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Have that,
works.
be the really weird part of everything.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, is that they got the original Billy Zane?
Are you saying Billy
then-
Zane's
and
like
then-
the
The old lady, we can have it as Britney Spears.
okay.
Just because in the music video for I think it's Oops, I Did It Again.
Oh yeah, that's
Where she's like, oh, I thought the old lady threw it in the ocean at the end. Like, I went down and got it
one
for
of
you,
them.
baby.
Yeah, one of her music videos. That was.
Yeah.
I can't speak to which.
I think it
one.
was Oops, I Did It Again. I know she was wearing the all red rubber.
Yeah, no, they all
With-
blend together
yeah.
to me. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't watched a Britney Spears music
Britney
video
Spears
in a
is
decade.
gorgeous. Let's be real. She's beautiful. So, yeah, I'd like to see her as as like a younger version of the old lady, just because I get the reference. And I feel like there's like 14 other people in the world who would get the reference.
I think there's more than that. I definitely think there would be more than that.
Hopefully. I mean, she was an icon back in the day. So that would be my cast for the old lady. Billy Zane can stay the same. We'll just give him a wig, or even better, Sean Spencer. We'll get him as it because he always talks about Billy Zane's hair. Or, yeah. Now I'm picturing Timothy Osmondson somewhere in this movie as like the captain, just pissed off that Sean's there all the time.
It started off as an Arrested Development movie, and now you're turning it into a psych film.
Yeah, it's like the movie 3.
Those started off as I was talking about a trailer.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
and then it turned into Michael Bay
I don't
Titanic.
even remember what the original trailer was. Was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once
right?
Upon a
That's what
Time
you're
in
talking
Hollywood.
about,
Yeah,
Yes.
and then it became us talking about James Cameron.
Yes. Well,
No, I
because
know how we got here.
we got there. We got there because of Leo. That's why.
Yeah, because then it became James Cameron, and then it became I'd rather see a Michael Bay Titanic.
Yep.
And then from there it just became open-doored.
We recast it
This
in the forgot to grow up way.
The Titanic is what we'll call it, because it's going to be a Michael Bay movie, so they're obviously going to have sweaty boob shots in it. Try and tell me that he doesn't have sweaty boobs in every single one of his movies.
I'm
The
sure
fact that
there are
Megan
YouTube
Fox
videos
was in
to
like
support
3,
that.
she was in 4 of them, and she always had sweaty boobs. Always.
I don't even know how I can transition back, but I'm just going to do it. More trailers.
Yeah.
There we go.
Bring it on.
Hook it on and let's go.
Okay, so next is Aladdin. There's a full.
0 fucks.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure if
The
this
only
was
thing I
higher or
care
lower
about is
than everything else or
Kimberly.
not.
As Princess Jasmine, is that it? Jasmine?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm a little less excited for this because the trailer showed that they're just redoing a bunch of other stuff, like Will Smith's rapping "Never Had a Friend Like Me," and I'm like, I didn't need that again. I could have used a new song, so that's kind of got me less excited for it. But yeah,
Yeah, the Will Smith as the genie angle does nothing for me.
fair enough. I watch everything. Well, no, that's not true. I watch a lot of stuff Will Smith does. I haven't watched a lot of his Oscar
I love the
stuff.
guy, but I don't know. I'm just
Yeah, no,
I kind
I
of
feel
liked
ya.
him better in like his action-y stuff as of late.
I agree. I like him when he tries to
Like
be action.
I think he got away from his comedy days, and now he's just kind of in that let's keep the bank account flush stage of his career, where he's just gonna sign on to stuff.
He's got kids
Like
who are
why
trying to
do we
experiment
need
with
Bad
shit.
Boys 3? You know, it's been 10 years since the last Bad Boys.
It's been a while.
Why do we need another one?
Bad Boys
These aren't
Bad
even
for
bad
life.
boys. They're called bad men because they by now legally they're grown ass men. It's been that long.
Well, they were grown ass men to begin with. They were never really.
Well, I mean,
boys,
no,
but-
but like it's been that long since they were bad boys.
Yeah, that's fair. That wasn't one of the trailers we're talking about, though. But anyways, on to another Disney animated. We have the Toy Story 4 trailer. They dropped the official trailer. Did either of you check that out?
I have not, but I did see it mentioned online a few times. I don't know anything about it.
So it starts off with whoever their new kid is. So Woody and the toys. Whoever their new
That
kid
girl that
is. Yes, I can't remember. Her
Andy
name is.
gave, like dickhead Andy
Yeah.
gave away. I mean, his name is Andy. You should have known better.
That's very. I don't know if I should say that's true or just move past it or not.
We know my feelings about that name.
I do. But yeah, no. So like, she makes like a spork toy at school, and brings it home, and the toys try to welcome it in, but then the spork has like is it existential? Is that the right word? Crisis.
where it like doesn't know what it is because it's a spork.
Yeah, well, that's what it says.
That's really genius.
It's like, I'm
That
a
is
disposable
fantastic
thing.
writing.
I'm supposed to be used and thrown away. I'm not a toy, and it just like tries to run. It runs away, and Woody chases
I'm not
after
a toy,
it.
and I'm also two things. I'm a spork.
Yeah,
Like that's genius.
yeah. So Woody chases after it, ends up like falling out, and then the
course.
movie ensues after that. He runs into Bo
everyone,
Peep again.
Everyone has to go find him after that.
And then
Just like Toy Story 2.
Yeah, exactly. So this one I'm probably gonna wait for DVD, to be honest, or Disney streaming or something like that.
I'm not going opening night, but I will probably see it in theaters.
Fair.
I will as well.
Cool. I guess
For
I did
different
okay with
reasons.
that one. Well, the last trailer I had written down is the one I was the most excited for, and well, I feel like Andrew's not going to be that excited, and Craig probably isn't, but it was the one I was the most excited for, and that was the Avengers Endgame trailer. Did
So
either
I
of you watch
haven't
it?
seen this yet.
No.
I
Okay.
keep meaning to, but then I keep forgetting.
That's fair. That's fair. Andrew, have you watched it yet?
Yeah, I have. I shared it before you did.
That's fair. How does that work?
I had
Calling
seen
him
it
out.
before you texted me about it. We talked about this.
We did. I'm sorry. It's been like it was almost.
I'm looking forward to it because it'll be the conclusion of my teenage years. Here I am, almost 30. I say almost because
That's
I'm still technically mid-20s, but I'm almost. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a movie.
That was the response I felt that you were going to give, considering your
Yeah.
stance on superheroes lately.
Yeah, it looks like it'll probably be a good movie. I don't think it's going to be the best movie ever made,
That's fair.
and I feel like there's going to be a lot of fucking shit going on.
There's definitely going to be a lot of shit. It's 3 hours.
Yeah.
As of right now, that's what
So-
I've heard. It's a full 3-hour movie.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of loopholes that they're just hoping people aren't going to look at, and just go from there. And then I'm looking forward to reading about people justifying it and stretching it and coming up with these very extremist answers to be like, oh no, this happened because this happened in this movie, and then this guy said this to this guy this one time, and then this happened. Okay, kill yourself. But
Whoa. Man, that's 2 things today. Advocating suicide and calling the fans of Stranger Things pedophiles. What is going on?
and if you're a pedophile, kill yourself. So there we go.
Well, that's a difference.
We've come full circle.
I really didn't think this is where the Avengers talk was going to go, but I guess I should have expected it.
Sure, I'm done with superheroes, man. Unless it's live action Incredibles. Toasted.
That is going to be a fun review episode we do for that one.
Yeah, probably. I'm also looking forward to Shazam. If that helps.
Yeah, I know. You're trying to get an early ticket and you couldn't.
I'm excited to see Digimon Hunsu. And I know that's not his name, but I'm going to always call him Digimon. Because I love Digimon. I'm excited to see him as the Wizard Shazam.
That's fair. I'm excited just in general for that, yes. I'm still on board for superheroes.
And Mark Strong.
I can't get enough superheroes, so that's just me. I forgot to grow up.
There we go. Luckily.
So, before we move on, it kind of ties into our next segment, but I think it was this week, I watched the second Detective Pikachu trailer.
Okay, yeah, that was a couple
Okay.
weeks ago.
Oh my god, is that thing a train wreck? Have either of you seen that crap?
Yeah, no,
I've seen one trailer. I don't know if it's the second one or not.
I
Have
we
we
saw the
talked
second
about
one.
this? I feel like we might
I
have
think-
talked about this.
I can't remember. We didn't talk about it on the last trailer episode, so it must have came out just before that. I might have mentioned it on an episode.
Okay.
I did a trailer reaction for it. That's
The
all I remember.
first one made the movie seem like it'd be more or less entertaining,
Yeah.
and the second one, not so much.
What didn't you like about it? Like just too much going on?
It just seemed like crap. It just seemed like they stitched a bunch of like B-roll together and were like, this is a trailer. And that terrifies me for the movie, because if the first one was all of your good parts and you couldn't come up with more good parts for a second trailer, then I don't want to watch the movie. It 100% turned me off of it. Like
There's some things that I think need to remain animated, And most of our childhood is that. Things that we watched cartoons as, unless it was that Quebec really low definition awesome animation such as Reboot and Beast Wars. The remainder of it should just remain animated. The one thing I'm going to give a pass to is Justice League. Superhero stuff I'll give a pass to because it's possible to make it live action or at least have it better. But that and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But that's because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles also already had the precedent of live action.
Yeah.
And Transformers are fucking boss. But I don't need to see Pokemon. I don't want to see Digimon live action, even though they're talking about that.
I'm sure they are.
Like, I don't need to see a live action Thomas the Tank Engine movie.
Could you imagine?
That'd be terrifying. That would show us terrifying
No,
enough
because
to me.
I don't want to see Stanley as, like, what's his name? Sir Topham Hatt or whatever his name is. The train yard conductor. I don't want to see Stanley from The Office playing him because that's the only guy I can picture when I shut my eyes who would play that. Tell me that wouldn't be a perfect cast. Tell me. You look me in my podcast eyes and tell me that that wouldn't be the perfect casting for that role.
Dude, I don't know Thomas the whatever.
Think of something better. No, you can't. Unless it's like Michael Chiklis and it's a real dark
I don't know the
version of it.
characters. That's why I'm like I don't know whether to agree or disagree.
Like, or this Dora the Explorer movie they're coming out with.
Yeah, that one
like,
sounds terrifying. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how about that? Like, there's gonna be a talking monkey.
I would rather watch Duplo than see most of the animated cartoons I watched as a kid come to life. Although Yu-Gi-Oh would be fucking boss
Yu-Gi-Oh would
if
be
they
pretty
just
awesome.
if they had it not Yugi's story, just had like a bunch of kids playing Yu-Gi-Oh and it went kind of like a page master route or something.
Yeah, or like each time they're playing, it takes you to their imagination in a sense, and that's where you see them battling. And like each time you can maybe explore like a different animation style or CGI animation style.
Like
stuff like that.
if you mixed The Matrix with Yu-Gi-Oh, where like they have to put on like goggles and they can see the shit.
Yeah,
That would be pretty fucking cool.
that would be pretty cool. I'd be down for that.
Yeah. Or even Pokemon if they tweaked it so that like Pokemon didn't actually exist. It was all in this digital world. So you put your helmet on and then you could have these custom Pokemon you have and you go, boom, let's do this guy. I would watch that. However, I don't need live action CGI randomness just because it's got a top billed actor as the voice of a fucking Pikachu.
That's fair. That's fair.
So I'm going to give Craig a thumbs up on the train wreck status.
So I think this is kind of like the reverse of Toy Story, whereas you two aren't going to see this in theaters, and I probably will.
I don't think I could bring myself to spend the money on it having seen the second trailer. If they had left it at the first trailer, I probably would have considered it. But
That's fair.
If Kendall pays for me, or I get like a free ticket, I'll go see it.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I don't want to spend my moderately hard-earned money. Sorry, I'm not a union worker, so my money isn't actually that difficult to make. But if I'm sorry I have to spend my money, I'm not going to. Like I'm just not.
That's fair. That's fair. I probably won't see it opening weekend, but I'll see it maybe. We'll see.
If you go opening night, you're dead to me.
I haven't seen an opening night movie since probably me and you went to see something opening night, to be honest, to be quite frank. Good between 5 and 10 years.
Okay, quite frank. I think it's time for us to move on to WWWTW.
Which is what we watched this week, right? Yeah.
that is what we watched this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're bringing back the acronym.
Yeah, no.
The backronym.
Who wants to start?
Well,
Who's got the
you
longest
might
list?
as well.
Oh.
You do it.
Me?
We didn't even discuss who had the longest list, so you go first, Scott.
Okay, well, my list is short. I didn't watch a lot this week. I've been doing a lot of reading because,
Is it Stargate?
well, I didn't even put Stargate written down. I did watch Stargate because
Of course you did.
I make my way through that. Still love
Downtown.
it. Still awesome. But yeah, I've also continued to watch American God Season 2. The second episode came out. This one was a little bit less awesome as the first one, but it was still good.
I still haven't made it to the first episode
That's
of
fair.
season 2.
They're both on Amazon. But
I'll get there.
yeah,
I'll get
like I
there.
said, the second one was a little bit more. We got a lot of flashbacks to Shadow's childhood, so I was a little, or like his teenage years, I mean, when they first came to America, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I was a little slow on that part, but we do get a little insight to his character, so that was okay. I also just started rewatching Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which we discussed you guys don't care about. And then the other thing I watched was a show called Love, Death, and Robots, which is a new...
I added that to my queue.
So I've seen about 5 minutes of that, and
So you watched an episode?
Nope.
Not for you. I didn't
Not
think this would appeal to you,
for
really.
Me.
Yeah.
Well, each episode has like a different animation
Yes,
style.
I believe
doesn't
it's an anthology. Is that the word I'm looking for?
it? Yeah.
Yeah, an anthology series where so each episode is a different, completely new story. None of them connect in any way
Yeah,
besides
like Black
the
Mirror
themes.
style.
Yeah, exactly. But they're super
Yeah.
short. Like 15 is the longest one I've seen so far.
Okay.
They're near the end, they're all like 6 to 7 minutes. So I really like them so far. They're really crazy, like little like what ifs. They seem like if we were trying to spit off like a bunch of like sci-fi stories, like the three of us just like, but then somebody actually took those ideas and made a little clip out of them. Like there's werewolf soldiers and fighting monster things. It's a bunch of stuff, and I was surprised that I didn't liked it as much as I have. But I've made my way through most of it. Got a few more left, but yeah, that's all I watched this week.
Damn, that was short.
Yeah, I told you. I've been reading a bunch of, like, I've been trying to make my way through the Good Omens book, which I just picked up, so I'm trying to read that before May. That's
fair.
far.
That's fair.
It's pretty far off, but I read very slowly.
Fair enough. I will take over then.
Go ahead. Shoot.
So my week was a pretty long list. However, it's not that much.
Okay.
I finished the last 3 seasons of House of Lies,
Nice.
which isn't that hard to do when there are 10 episodes a season.
Yeah,
at
those are
half an
really
hour an
easy. Yeah,
episode.
it's really easy to kill those kind of things.
Fucking love that show.
It's great.
It's fantastic. Doug the Gug is incredible. I watched Oceans 13 and 8 since last week.
Nice.
Both still fantastic.
Of course.
Love those movies. I hope that they do an Oceans 9 and that it's literally just the guy that they sent to jail and frame coming back after them, kind of like Terry Benedict comes after Oceans 11
Okay, I like that.
and Oceans 12. I would love that shit. And then Oceans 10 could just be like Betty White if she's still alive, like her trying to do, like her being like some type of like ritzy person who double crosses somebody else. Like she could double cross Anne Hathaway's character.
That's fair. Very believable too.
Because they're both actors, yeah. Like have her double cross her as like her agent or something like that, and then they got to go fuck her life up. There's Ocean's 10. I just wrote your ideas for you.
That's like the 4th time you've
Make it
written
happen.
an Ocean's 9 and 10 on this show, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I stand by it. I love Ocean's movies.
I know, I just love that every time it's a different Ocean's 9 and 10 that you come up
Yeah.
with. It's just brilliant.
Make it an anthology series,
Could
like you
be.
just said with what's it called? Like I would be so pumped. Different universes, the Ocean's multiverse.
Yeah, I'd be pretty on board for that.
Yeah, it'd be fucking sweet. Anyways, so I also watched the new Fantastic Beasts movie again.
Okay, yeah, I can't remember what your
If
position
I
was on
watched
that.
it, I meant I put it on the TV.
Yeah,
Kendall did homework for the entire thing, and I read just a shit ton of articles about how rough the world is right now, politically speaking. So it was there. It kind of fit the mood. I was reading some fucked up politics shit. I was watching a movie about some fucked up politics. So it fit.
Wizard
it
politics.
Fit. Yeah. I watched the Flash episode,
Oh, nice.
and if I'm being completely honest,
When are you not about the Flash?
I want that show to get canceled.
I know
want one
you
more
do.
season, and I want it done.
I know
I'm
you do.
so fucking done with Iris, man.
I
I
know.
hate her. I hate
know.
Like, I feel like Candace Patton is a lovely human
She
being.
seems like the most lovely.
I feel like she is so
She's probably
nice.
the nicest person on the planet.
Iris is the worst. One of these days,
not
I
her
just
fault.
want her to take the digital mask off her face, and oh my god, turns out she actually died, and this is what's his face.
It's your marathon the whole time.
Yeah,
Or it's Wells. It's another Wells.
it's Wells. Yeah, it's HB. Like, I want that so badly because Iris just sucks so much.
Don't let her
And
hear you say that. You will die in your sleep.
Iris, I love you. But Iris West, I hate you so much. Like, I can't believe I named my cat after that character.
Yeah, that's what I love most about this whole discussion too, is that you were definitely more on board with superheroes before. You have superheroes tattooed onto your skin, man, and you're like, I'm out,
Yeah.
I'm done with DC and Marvel, and it's like,
Legit. Yeah, like what do I have? 1, 2, 3. I have at least 4 Batman tattoos.
But you're done with
And
the
I will
Flash.
always be on board for Batman. But I'm just so sick of superheroes. I need a break. I need just 3 or 4 months. 3 or 4 months of just nothing being mentioned, no new animated, no TV, no big movies, no trailers, just 3 or 4 months of just let's watch Instant Family every night. But I'm so tired of Iris West, and Nora is just so fucking stupid. She is so dumb. Like, I can't even think of a character on any of the other Arrowverse shows that's that stupid. Mick Rory is smarter than this bitch. Okay? And Mick Rory is the perennial big dumb meathead.
Yeah.
Like, all he does is eat sandwiches and burn shit.
And write
And
books.
somehow he's smarter than Nora Allen. How?
Well, it takes a lot of intelligence to be a master criminal.
Halle Berry as Catwoman was a far superior superhero than Nora is
That's really harsh.
as XS. I fucking stand by that shit.
No, I know your feelings about that much. But I find it very
I feel
amusing. 'cause I'm
like I said, it's
mostly
not even the
indifferent.
actresses,
Yeah.
it's not the acting. I feel like they are
They're just playing into
just
parts.
lovely
they had to.
women.
Yeah.
lovely women. I know Nora is incredible playing that Jamaican with a French accent pirate hooker in Black Sails. She's amazing at it. I love it. I hate her character on The Flash so much. And so help me God, if they decide to try to keep her around for next season, I'm going to put my foot through Kendall's TV.
We'll have to wait and see. It's hard to say.
Speaking of hard to say, I'm going to do something that was hard to see.
Nice.
And that was how mediocre all the teams in the Cactus League are.
Oh, baseball again,
Mediocre.
right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, mediocrity is just
Where
swept
Craig
the
chimes
Cactus,
back in and I
Cactus
take a
League.
seat.
Everyone knows Arizona's the inferior place to have your
Yeah.
baseball spring training.
Yeah.
All right, all the good
Like,
teams
so
go to
far-
Florida.
So far, the Yankees are the only team that, they look like they're going to show up. However, it is spring training.
But they're stacked. So you can't
Money can buy
two-
happiness.
Two things that you can't do in spring training. You can't take records or standings or anything like that
Seriously.
because it starts off with two separate camps, your major league and your minor league, and then they reassign people as necessary. So you get minor leaguers playing on your major league team. They do split squad games. They all kinds of crap.
And then you get Russell Wilson showing up, even though he's never going to play a single inning of professional baseball.
Well, he has he's probably got about the same chance as Tim Tebow, although he's got a contract.
He's at least playing.
He's a minor league.
Russell Wilson.
minor league
Russell Wilson
contract.
has the backup contract. But so I watched some of that and came away just bored.
Sounds like watching baseball.
How dare you? How dare you, sir?
Baseball's something I feel you watch in person or just.
Yeah, baseball's one of the things that you put on in the background.
I cannot
and you
be
do
into
something
it
else.
with it on a TV for me.
There
personally.
is something about Sunday afternoon baseball where like in the summer especially, windows open and baseball on the TV, and maybe you're not sitting down and watching it, but there's definitely beer involved.
No, I understand. I used to be like that with
Maybe
football.
not so much the beer for me,
It's just-
but baseball on and doing some housework.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just not for me anymore. I just don't really watch sports, so.
So I have 3 more things on my list. 2 of them are comedies, and one of them is a mediocre movie that I was so pumped for and feel kind of let down. One of them was Tig Notaro's special on Netflix, Happy to Be Here, which I enjoyed a lot more than I thought I was going to. I went into it knowing her brand of comedy, which is just very dry and just a few snarky comments here and there, and then on to the next joke. And that's exactly what it was. However, it worked for me, and I was okay with it.
That's good.
The other thing I watched was I rewatched Theo Vaughn again. And by rewatched, I mean I listened to it while I was driving to Kendall's house. And he is still just as funny. Still just as dumb, but just as funny.
That's what I have trouble with him. I tried to watch his special, like his Netflix special you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to start it, but I don't know. I feel like he's playing, like, obviously he's kind of got a character.
He plays
a
up
little
the
bit.
dumb.
He plays it up a
the
lot,
dumb.
and it's just
Yeah.
it's tough for me because I know, like, it's because
the dumb redneck.
Yeah.
He
it's because I've heard him on Joe Rogan before, so I know he's like
he's moderately educated.
Yeah,
like
you
he
could tell when
knows what he's saying. He just
Exactly.
adds a bunch of shit.
exactly, and again he's playing a character, and that's like his brand and whatnot. It's just
Like
it's not as much for
Crystalia
me.
being an annoying, whiny,
Yeah.
screaming eagle.
which is what
Like-
I've kind of gotten away from him too.
Yeah. But I like it. And I think a lot of it just is delivery on some stuff. Like, watch out for that new toaster. Nice. Put it over there by your Sopranos box set. Haters welcome. It's just his delivery of stuff that I'm super on board for. But the other thing I watched, and this is the final thing, it's that new Ben Affleck, Charlie Hunnam, bunch of other guys.
Is this one you were disappointed with?
Triple Frontier.
You didn't enjoy it.
It was not what I thought it was going to be.
Okay, what did you expect?
Well, I didn't expect so much focus on certain characters as opposed to other ones. I actually thought Ben Affleck was going to be like the prime.
I think it's because
Like
he
the main
maybe
character.
directed it too, or produced it or something.
Probably. But I thought he was going to be
I
like
definitely thought
the
he played a
main
bigger
guy.
role. I'll agree with that.
And then it turns out that, like, fuck, what's his name? The guy who plays Poe in Star Wars.
Oh yeah, that's
I can picture him. I can see him
oh
all
wow.
blue.
Why am I forgetting his name too?
Now I gotta pull this shit
You
up.
forgot it and made me forget. I have it written down somewhere.
How dare you blame me for
Yeah, no,
this? How dare you?
yeah, no, I retract that one as well. It's not your fault whatsoever.
You don't know that guy's name.
Isaac something.
Oscar Isaac.
Oh, we got there.
Oscar Isaac. He was the main guy.
Yeah.
And he plays retired military. They're all retired military. I want to say they were like Air Force Rangers, but I'm not.
The
100%
description said
positive.
special ops. That's all. The
Yeah.
former special forces.
Yeah. So Oscar Isaac is like the guy who puts this team together. Ben Affleck was. I feel like he was their captain. Like I feel like he was like the highest ranking guy because he kind of
It seemed
takes
that way.
charge.
Well, he's the planning
some
guy
points.
too.
Even though he's not like the guy who came up with the idea and had, we need to do this, we need to do this. He was the one who was kind of calling shots about like,
Yeah.
at this time we have to be doing this.
The tactics
I planned
guy.
out, I gave this much time for this, and he broke it right the fuck down. He was kind of calling the shots. So I kind of got the feeling that he was that. And he mentions at one point, like, if Oscar Isaac did something while they were still in service, he would have court-martialed him.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, he was probably like the captain or their major.
Yeah, I think he was
or
like
something.
the leader of their
Yeah.
squad.
Charlie Hunnam is like the first guy you see.
Yeah.
And he's like on the talking circuit. where he's like going in and being like, hey, listen, like you're gonna get a bunch of offers from the private sector. Stay in the military because once you're out there in public, you guys don't know. You're not gonna know what the fuck to do. Wait out your career and then deal with it then. Like that's basically his message, and it worked.
Which I thought was also pretty like, I don't know what the right
True.
word is. Yeah, it's like very like
it's accurate.
It's pretty like on point and like very like.
When you're a special ops,
I can only
like,
imagine. I like
super,
from what I've
like when you're a super trained soldier. Like how the fuck do you take? Oh, I can shoot a guy from 3 miles away, and try to translate it into an office job.
Yeah. No, I definitely get why
How
they would
you
struggle
can't? You
with
have
that stuff,
like
yeah.
that's just like how the fuck am I gonna take cutting hair, and go teach kids how to read? I can't do that shit.
Patience, attention to detail.
No, I don't have
Lots and
one
lots
of
of
those
scissors
things.
to threaten them.
There we go. But then we have to have the super plastic construction paper scissors, and fuck those. They're not sharp enough. Anyways, so Charlie Hunnam's that character. Garrett Hedlund, who I've only seen him in a handful of things. He was the guy who played Hook in that movie Pan, with Hugh Jackman as Blackbeard, which is a weird fucking
Yeah, I
movie.
still haven't seen that one.
I've seen him in a handful of things, and he's kind of just there. Like he plays a role, but he plays kind of like the dumb kid of the group.
He plays the kind of
And
the
he- but he does it
immature
well.
one, but he's also
Yeah,
like
but he does
kind of
it
the innocent one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed his character because at first I didn't, because he's kind of the muscle in a sense of the group, even though they're all like, you know what I mean? Like he's not necessarily the muscle, but in a
So, yeah.
classic.
Well, he
group,
was the only guy who didn't get like a nickname.
Yeah,
Like he was the only one who never got a
oh,
nickname.
that's true. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. So like I feel like he was just like not the younger brother, obviously, but I think he is Charlie Hunnam's younger brother.
Yeah, in the movie, yeah,
Yeah.
he's their
yeah.
brothers, or that's what it seems like at least, like, especially at the
Yeah.
end. The way
Well,
it ends, yeah.
yeah. Well, they both have the same last name.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so bad.
So
at,
I
you
don't
know I'm bad
remember
with
them
names. I couldn't tell
mentioning
you any of their names.
Yeah, I don't remember them mentioning it, but I'm reading it now,
Yeah.
and it's William Ironhead Miller and Ben Miller. So I feel like it was
Millers,
just we
yeah.
need another body. So like, yeah, okay, let's bring him in. And he's like a UFC fighter who happened to serve at some point.
Well, I think he was part. I think UFC is what he did after they all served together.
Yeah. And then Pedro Pascal. This is the first thing I can think of off the top of my head where he's not the bad guy, and I liked him a lot in this role, as kind of like the quiet one.
Yeah.
The quiet one who's like, I just do my job. I'm here. I'm trying to make some money.
Yeah.
Just let me do my job. Like, I like him. And everything he's in is kind of in that, like, militant role.
That's true.
But he fucking nails it. He's so good at it in The Equalizer 2.
Still haven't seen it.
He's fantastic at it in this. Even in Kingsman, The Golden Circle. He's great in that.
Oh, I forgot he was in that. Right.
Yeah, he plays Whiskey.
Yeah. One of.
Yeah, the one with the lasso.
Yeah. The one that. Yeah.
He plays that, and he nails it. But spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it, I never expected Redacted to get shot in the fucking head.
Yeah. No, I didn't
see
expect
it
that
coming.
coming whatsoever.
Like I'm doing my books, okay, so I can pay my taxes, and so I can go do my HST, and I have it playing on my big ass TV over here.
Yeah.
And I just happen to look up at the same time he looks up.
Oh
I
God.
get shot in the fucking head. I was like,
That's a crazy time to look because that's the most graphic part of the whole movie.
yeah, popped right in this, and then what's his face? It's like, oh my god, talk to me. Are you okay? And the dude's brains are all
Yeah,
over the
that's what I was
rocks.
thinking. I'm like, oh, that's he's not talking back,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I was like, and then what's his face? The other guy runs over. He's like, oh, let me see. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then you get to see the other guy who's like, what did I get us into?
Yeah.
This is entirely my fault.
Yeah.
And then the fifth guy was just like, fuck.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Shit.
Yeah.
Why did I let you talk me into this?
Why did we
God
do any
damn
of
it.
this bullshit? Yeah.
Yeah. Powerful ending. I
Yo,
liked the ending.
I didn't expect it at all. Like, well, not at all, but like, I definitely didn't expect that character to die that did die, and then
Yeah.
for it to end the way it like
Yeah,
the
yeah, at the
result.
end where they're like, fuck it, and they just start, like, when they chuck the money, it gorge.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I expected you each to keep a bag. Each of you gets a bag.
Yeah, like something. Like a little something.
Like, you have bags of stuff you don't need anymore. Dump that shit.
Take the
Keep
money.
a bag of money.
Yeah. But I think they maybe left it open for a sequel because the one character gets the coordinates, and I'm assuming it's for where that money is. So
That's true, yeah.
maybe they left it open for that.
Well, the head honcho guy, he's the only one who keeps his money, isn't he?
No, they all end up signing it over to
Do they?
the person who died's family, yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't.
Well,
I
they don't
think he
show
does, though,
it.
'cause everyone else signs, but
They don't
he kind of
show
walks
him.
out. So it makes me feel like maybe he kept it.
I-
Maybe he's planning a super secret op to get back and get that
No,
money.
I think he gave it because I think he's the only one who didn't need the money as much as anybody else. Because
That's true. Yeah,
he seems to already be a
he's
little bit.
He's in the he's in the private sector.
Yeah. So
All he needed was enough money to fly over to his girlfriend in Australia.
who had a bunch of money already?
Yeah, it was a good movie, but it wasn't what I expected it to be. So maybe disappointed isn't the word I should use, but it's the word I used.
It's fair. I forgot I watched this too, as we've realized as talking about it. I also
Yeah.
watched this movie. I forgot to write it down.
I still can't believe that guy gets shot in the fucking head.
Yeah, wasn't expecting it. I'm sure Craig figured it out.
Not even at all.
Yeah, no. But it also, like, when it happened, I was like, okay, this does make sense though, like, especially when they're like,
Well, he was super sketchy through most of it.
yeah. Well,
Like,
they take a turn at one point where I'm like, oh, what? Oh, this is where this movie's going. That's not what I thought. Like, especially when we get to them going through with it, their mission, like so early in the movie. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, so this isn't about them doing a heist. This is about what happens once the heist is going
After
on.
the triple frontier,
Exactly.
where they have to get out of that, how they have to get out of the mountains, and how they have to get through like the woodlands.
Exactly. So like I wasn't expecting any of that part, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
it was
more
a
than I
good
expected.
movie. It wasn't what I expected.
That's fair.
It was not the story I went into it hoping for.
That's fair.
But at the same time, the trailers kind of push you towards
Yeah,
expecting it to be more about the heist itself, like using their skills to do it.
yeah, that's the way it seemed too. Like I had only watched a small, like not even a trailer. I just watched like the preview on Netflix for it, and
Netflix, yeah.
but yeah,
But that's all I watched.
right on. So now we got Craig. Craig, what'd you watch this week?
I watched a couple things.
Were they
Unless I'm
baseball?
I did not watch any baseball. I have paid for my MLB package, but I have not watched anything.
You're welcome for reminding you, my friend.
Yeah, well, they had my old credit card number, so now they have my new one. I watched the Jimmy Carr stand-up thing. I call it a thing
Yes.
because it's like a greatest hits collection of
Yeah.
jokes I've heard before. I
That's
did
what it
not
looked
like
So
it.
it's if like Sirius XM became a Netflix comedy special.
I did not like it as much as I've
No.
enjoyed his other stuff. And I think his laugh is becoming grating. He's the reason why I didn't watch The Fix. That, and it was a terrible premise for a television show.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, the premise for The Fix is basically my job at the barber shop where we solve the world's problems in one go.
yeah, except with people that are mediocrely funny.
How dare you? I am
I'm
hilarious.
talking about
once in
The
a
Fix,
blue
man.
moon.
I'm talking about The Fix.
Alberta Andrew was fucking funny.
I'm talking about The Fix. The Fix has the mediocre people.
Very true.
We're more
Jeez,
average.
this was not supposed to be a fight.
Anytime you get Nikki Glazer on a
compliment.
show and she's like the main attraction, that is an issue.
Your show is not going to do well, and tell Jimmy Carr to stop laughing. The second half of season 5 of Arrested Development came out this week or last week
yes.
or whatever. It was Friday, and so I've watched a couple episodes of it. It's as good as the first half of season 5, so I'm gonna keep going on that.
I still haven't even made it like through the first season.
It's not even on my list
I'm
anymore.
like most of the way through it,
I
but
like
just like
that-
I get to a point where I'm like I've seen enough. I need some space.
The show has been going on technically since the early 2000s because
That's what I thought.
they
It keeps getting canceled and picked
because
back-
they
back
canceled
up.
it for a long time, and then Netflix picked it up, and it's taken them forever to get to this point. And I think it's just great that they have all the recurring characters coming back with the same actors. So you get like the core characters, but then you get Alan Tudyk coming back for some stuff, and you get Henry Winkler coming back for some stuff, and it's just nice that they've kept the entire the cast together for the most part, including Ron Howard doing the narration. Like it didn't, unlike what you might expect from a show that like gets canceled and then picked up a lot later. You don't lose, you don't get Bradley Coopered or Adam Scotted with Arrested Development.
That's
they
true.
kept everybody. There were no deviated septum surgeries involved in Arrested Development because they got everybody back.
That's true.
So I will continue watching that. I watched since
It's not like my wife and kids where all of a sudden the daughter changes shades of skin color.
Yeah.
In like the 4th season, and she's 7 years older, and you're like, what?
Since we talked about this on the podcast a couple of times, I watched the newest episode of that YouTube series, The Hot Ones with the Wings. Yep. Have you seen the Shaq episode yet?
No, it's on my to-watch list.
Jeez, that's pretty funny.
I love watching Shaq do
is
random
so
shit,
freaking weird.
Shaq's a weird guy. He's a giant. But yeah, no, I'm excited to check out that one just because that, like, I'm sure he's like I don't want to say I'm sure he can't handle the heat, but I'm sure he's got some responses to some of the heat.
Well, his whole thing was he wasn't gonna make a face.
You don't want to be a meme or another meme.
No, exactly. So I watched that. Watched Sean Evans lose a free point or a free throw tournament against him. So that was kind of entertaining. And then the last thing on my list is I went and saw the newest How to Train Your Dragon movie in theaters, and it was better than I thought it was going to be.
I've heard that whole trilogy is a lot better than.
I'm not
seems.
crazy about the second one.
Okay.
But
Yeah, when the dad dies, that's when it lost me. I was like, you didn't need to kill him off at all.
well, I'm shocked that they kill people in this series, to be completely honest with you. But,
Yeah.
no,
Gerard Butler's toast? Fuck.
it was a much better film than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be washed up. You know, your typical third movie in a series.
Yeah,
where
your
it's
typical
like,
Jay Baruchel stuff.
give him a tiny bit of credit.
He's Canadian. I'll give him a smidge
very
of
Canadian.
moniker, but or monicum.
Moniker.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'll give him the moniker of having a monicum.
I like that.
I like that it's not just me mixing up words anymore. It's contagious.
I saw him write it down.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, yes,
I saw the pen come up.
it's not one of my words in the title this week. Yes.
Shit.
Probably still is.
You never want to make it to the title.
No one wants to make it to the title. But yeah, it was just overall it was a better movie than I expected it to be. And that's all I watched this week.
Short, sweet, to the point.
That's all we can remember.
Yeah. Rough week, guys. Rough week.
Yeah, I didn't sleep enough. But that's not for this podcast to talk about.
Oh, that's for our other podcast called...
Thanks for listening this week, guys.
Which is the cousin of...
What is going on over here?
I don't know what happened. I was trying to.
I'm very tired.
Yeah. Thanks.
Can we do roll call and go to bed?
I was trying to do that. Roll.
Présent. Pierre. Ici. Pierre.
You got to
Yeah.
edit now. I can't do it. You gotta,
Oh man, that is
Well, Pierre.
that is. I forgot that movie. It's so good. That might be on my next week.
There we go. Thank God I date a French teacher. Maybe she can track this shit down for me.
Didn't I send it to you?
I don't think you did.
I did. I definitely did.
Did you?
Off the air, I will. We'll talk about this, but I definitely.
yeah, I was like, did you guys stop recording, or this is just?
He mailed me the DVD. It just never arrived. Damn it, Canada Post. Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.
Bye.